Good afternoon, I'm Josh Duncan, and these are some of the top headlines out of the KelownaNow newsroom today. Quickly off the top, a new wildfire has sparked near Peachland in the past 30 minutes or so. It's already a few hectares in size, and the newsroom has contacted the BC Wildfire Service, getting up a story on that right now. Check KelownaNow.com shortly for that, and stay tuned throughout the afternoon and evening for updates to the situation. All right, back on track with the city. They have provided a date for the official opening of Kelowna's newest dog park. The exciting new dog run in City Park at the corner of Abbott and Harvey will welcome the public on October 9th with a grand opening celebration from 12:30 until 1 p.m. Kelowna's infrastructure manager, GM Mac Logan, calls it one of the most unique spaces in the city for dogs, designed to be engaging and fun for pets and their owners. Some already got a quick taste of the new space over this past weekend as it opened with a temporary fence and entrance. Pet owners can expect tunnels, beams, poles, and plenty more to keep their furry friends occupied in the new dog park. Originally approved in 2024, the project had an initial budget of just over $1 million, but a request for additional funding needed to be made just in August, about 6 weeks ago, to finish the job. The city at the time explained it was due to unforeseen archaeological challenges, supply cost, and increased resourcing. West Kelowna Mayor Gordon Milsom and the city's 6 councillors are in Victoria this week for the Union of British Columbia Municipalities Convention, and they are there with a purpose. Milsom and company are using the annual event to make a few demands in person regarding the decentralization of the Central Okanagan RCMP's police force. That will leave the Westside communities, they say, essentially defend for themselves on policing. West Kelowna has said in the past that it would be on the short end of the stick there, needing an additional 7 or 8 new officers and getting the funding for that, and that will keep them afloat after the split. The city says officials have secured a commitment from the province and RCMP to lay out a clear financial and operational plan for the transition, but conversations with Public Safety Minister Nina Krieger have not been as productive. Milsom said it was extremely disappointing the minister could not commit to funding additional RCMP officers to address the shortfall. He met with her on Wednesday, but he said city officials will remain vigilant as the new model is implemented over the coming months, and they will continue their calls on the province to properly fund and support the transition. Free parking for veterans may finally be in the cards for Kelowna, and it could happen in time for Remembrance Day. Council rejected the original proposal for free vets parking earlier this month, wanting a more simplified proposal to mull over. City staff returned this week with just that, recommending a license plate-based system that would authorize those with veterans' plates to park anywhere in Kelowna without charge. It would involve a one-time registration where the city collects information on people and vehicles with those plates. The new proposal seemed to be sufficient. City staff have provided a draft bylaw amendment the council will hear on Monday. If approved, the city will be able to begin registering the plates shortly after that. On Tuesday, it was a fire that drew the attention of RCMP investigators, and now it's threat of violence toward businesses. That is at the Ostrich Universal Farm in Edgewood, where tensions have been high between law enforcement, Canadian Food Inspection agents, and supporters of the Ostrich Farm as the CFIA attempts to call its 400 birds. Although the call was temporarily halted by the Supreme Court Wednesday, as I told you yesterday, the RCMP came out this morning and said there had been a flood of calls and emails to BC businesses suspected to have been contracted by the CFIA to assist with the call. According to police, threatening language intended to intimidate these businesses was used in an effort to stop their participation in the call. Some businesses being threatened were even targeted by mistake and not involved in any way. An RCMP release noted that one Lower Mainland business received threats of having their offices shot and their employees followed home and shot at their residence. Police say they fully support peaceful, safe, and lawful protests, but violence, threats, and intimidation tactics are criminal and they will not be tolerated. As I told you yesterday, campfires will be permitted in the Central Okanagan starting Monday at noon, but people have to wait a little longer for open burning. You can clearly see why as we deal with another wildfire start there. The RDCO earlier today said that open burning season will not begin on October 1st, as it often does. Instead, it's being pushed back until at least October 15th due to high temperatures, dry conditions, and high to extreme fire danger ratings in the region. Again, evidence outside today. The ban will remain in place locally, even if the Kamloops Fire Centre lifts it on a broader scale. Central Okanagan Fire Departments will not be issuing outdoor burning permits over the next couple of weeks, and they will reevaluate the situation closer to the 15th if the fire risk decreases. All right, wrapping up a quick look at the forecast. We are at our high of 26, but there are a bunch of clouds rolling in, or they have rolled in already, and we could see some showers to go with windy conditions for the rest of the day. Showers would be great for that fire out there. Windy conditions, not so much. The potential for rain continues overnight with a low of 8 degrees. Both those things, a cooler evening and rain, again, would be great for firefighters. And then fortunately, tomorrow marking the start of cooler fall days in Kelowna. Expect a high of just 21 under mainly sunny skies. That is it for me today, but you can read up on all these stories and plenty more, and stay tuned on that fire update at KelownaNow.com. Also check out the Kelowna Now X account and Now Media YouTube and TikTok pages for more content. Enjoy your evening, Kelowna. I will be back here tomorrow for one last peek at the headlines this week. We'll see you then.
We don't just report the news. We live here too. We're your neighbors, bringing you stories that matter to all of us. No government funding, no outside influence. Kelowna Now, local, independent. News you can trust.